matter time or day, we could start it anyway.
Cause I can do it in the mix. And if your man gets in trouble, just to move out on the double and you don't let it trouble your brain. Cause the way goes trouble down the drain. Said away goes trouble down the drain.
You know you see that trust in there, keep that. You see that curtain there, keep that. We don't matter time or day, we could start it anyway.
Yeah. And if it wasn't for the music, yeah, I don't know what I'd do. Yeah. You see, you gotta get up, you gotta get off, you gotta get down, girl. Yeah.
There's not a problem that I can't fix. Cause I can do it in the mix. And if your man gets in trouble, just to move out on the double and you don't let it trouble your brain. Cause away goes trouble down the drain. Said away goes trouble down the drain.
You see that trust in there, keep that. You see that trust in there, keep that. You see that curtain there, keep that. We don't need your fancy stage, brother. Don't matter time or day, we could start it anyway. The promoter. You see that trust in there, keep that. You see that curtain there, keep that. We don't need your fancy stage, brother. Once a trinity reaching your face is nice.
And if it wasn't for the music, yeah.
Welcome back to another episode of Being Africa Live right here on Discover Music Channel by Playmaster.today. And today I have a timeless, age-old debate. Producers, promoters versus DJs and their relationship when it comes to producing a event, festival, concert, etc. So, without any further ado, I've got a trailer load of people in the building, but before I get into that, I got to introduce my host, DJ Trill. What's good?
Yo, what's good?
All right, in the building, I got 1K, the voice of the Bahamas, I'm sorry. The rebrand is real. We got Dwayne from the corporation NYE out of Nassau, Bahamas, DJ Knots, Hip Hop Gives Back, and also Pause for Applause podcast, as well as DJ Kozmo, radio personality and B-Team DJ's lead man, and CO of C.O Entertainment out of Nassau, Bahamas. So we're going to start off with a simple question. What is the responsibility of the promoter when it comes to an event? And I want to start off with Dwayne and CO. But actually, 1K, you can jump in on this as well.
Jump in, you going first?
Yeah, CO, I guess I could go. Well, for me, as one of the promoters in the corporation years and just getting into Carnival from us, it's all about telling the experience, making sure persons that come out really have a good experience from they purchase a ticket till they enter the venue, getting a drink, enjoying the music, making sure the vibe is set. So for us in the corporation, we really focus on making sure each person have a wonderful experience. From start to finish. That's what we really focus on.
Africa, basically, I want to know what you basically want me to talk about. He talked about experience. You want me to talk about how we actually have this plan an event from scratch and come from there. That's what you want me to dialogue on.
However you feel you want to describe the role of a promoter.
Well, basically for a promoter, I'll basically go back to saying, the promoter basically is the one who takes the overall risk when it comes to a function. So we basically have to start with dealing with an event. Basically takes, you be planning an event sometimes 6 months, 2 months, 3 months before it actually happens. You got to put everything together. You have to choose who your DJ is going to be, the location, if you have to deal with sponsors, just putting all of your employees together, people on your team, who's going to do that. So it's a lot of work on promoters. and then you have to make sure you be there to execute your plan to the best of your abilities. Then you go into actually the execution of your event, like can't be said with people coming and making sure the vibe is right, making sure people get quality for their money. It's just a whole lot that promoters have to do.
1K, same question. What is your role now that you are in the position, and you have a unique position in regards to this, because you are both the talent and also a promoter in your own rights? Tell us a little bit about your experience moving from being in the DJ realm and now being in this role as a promoter.
So, as a promoter, I feel like they both touch on basically some of what exactly I would say it is. As far as my my kind of understanding of it, I just say basically just giving people a different experience, and just executing your plans, coming up with different ideas, and making sure that people really have a good time. That's all people really want to do. So, as a promoter, I feel like that should be your top that should be your top priority. Just making sure that whatever it is that you plan and whatever event you're doing, um, people enjoy themselves, people have a good time, and people don't have nothing to talk about other than they had a good time. So I feel like that should be a promoter's main focus.
Okay. Cosmo, as a DJ, I know that we've heard that a lot of DJs feel that promoters are unfair with their expectations and requirements when it comes to promoting an event. What are some of the things that you think a DJ should be responsible for when being hired for a promotion? And the same question will go to you, Knots.
When being hired for a promotion, if you're booking me for a promotion, you've already done your research to know what type of music I play, my style of DJing, and you feel like this would be a good fit for your event. So my role, and anybody can feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, is to make sure that whatever I play comes off as gets a positive response, and I ultimately take your crowd and your clientele on a musical journey from start to finish, giving them a one of a kind experience musically.
Knots. Now you've worked grand festivals, you've done One Music Fest, was it A3C, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Tell us a little bit about your experience working with festivals, concerts, and clubs, and how they differ, and the expectations that DJs have or promoters have when they hire DJs for these particular things.
I was saying, why I get the three-part SAT question, but it's all right. One of the main differences, and I'm glad you asked that part of it, is when you're dealing with certain large-scale events, even medium-sized events, to a weekly club gig. I think the expectation when it comes to events of a larger scale, I think I'm assuming that my part of the promotion is going to be part of that event. So something like a One Music Fest or A3C, and I'm booking something like that, I'm assisting with the promotions as well, as far as not just sharing it with my audience, but going a little bit more above and beyond, because it's such a large scale event and really more investment where it is versus a weekly club event. Just this past Saturday, I got booked for something last minute, so there was no time to promote it. I probably wouldn't have even promoted it because of the type of event it was. I would have posted a flyer, but I don't consider posting a flyer real promotions anymore in 2024. I think for real engagement that we want, it's going to take more man hours or woman hours to get people to come out and cut through a lot of the noise that happens. Like an event that I actually helped put on last night, we did a DMX tribute party, and that was it was a one-off, but it was at a lounge. So it wasn't a large scale one, but it still took more investment in time. So it really just depends on what's the event, what scale am I involved in, and what is it really going to take for it to be a success.
Okay. Trill, go ahead and answer that question same way, because you do a lot of concerts and festivals.
Me doing festivals and concerts, I'm the backup to the backup. So I'm just I'm not the headliner. I'm just the backup who, like, say you don't show up. I step in and do what I have to do until you get there.
Now, Knox touched on something, and he touched on the man hours and the scale of the event as to how you should engage with this particular promotion. At what point, and this goes to the promoters in the building, at what point do you expect your DJs to assist with the marketing of the event?
Um, I could start off. So being a DJ and a promoter, I don't agree with it having to be a large event or a small event. You know what I mean? Because I feel it on both ends, and I'm a DJ as well. So I don't necessarily feel like DJs are supposed to promote events, but that separates you because you got some people, some DJs who don't promote at all, as simple as posting a flyer. And I feel like that's an issue still. Because if I pay my money, I don't care how big the event is or how small the event is, like, bro, post a flyer, bro. There's something you a part of, regardless of how big it may be or what scale it may be on, or you know what I mean? Yeah, that's just my view on it. Like, the promoter job is to promote, don't get me wrong, but as a DJ, anything you a part of, I feel like it's your job to want to promote it as well.
Yeah, I would I'd be in the promote. I would agree 100% with 1K. I would definitely want to have DJs on my lineup or who endorses the party. I think it goes a little further. I mean, and for me, with our parties, the party. I don't want to say the DJ sells the event because again, we sell an experience over anything else. But I still want to know that my DJs who are on the show are equally vested or even have some interest in the show doing well or the event doing well. And the simplest thing I ask is just post a flyer. I mean, or just put on your status, share it. I think it goes a long way. For me, when a DJ refuses to help or do post a flyer, then that shows that they're not really invested in it. And I would think twice about when I look at DJs that we hire. I look at how are they involved in the promotion or the advancement of the party. And if they're not involved or invested in seeing that the party grows, then if nobody comes to the party, there won't be a party next year. So I think both parties have a role to play in the success of the event. But again, we don't push. The party isn't only about the DJs. We push an experience. We push a vibe. So the overall experience is what counts. But we'll be fool to think the DJ do not make the help to make the experience and the vibe of the party. But I think they should at least post a flyer, share it, and help endorse the party.
Yeah, basically just to piggyback of what both of them saying, I don't think a DJ responsibility is to heavily promote a party. I think that's the promoter's job. But I do think that the DJ, by posting, you could endorse it and show some kind of interest that you want to see the function go well. Because if the function don't go well, then like can't be said. I mean, I probably would never function the next time. And it goes hand in hand. We both need each other. I'm not saying the DJ need to be out there and just be, oh, well, this party happening and going crazy about it. But you have some DJs who feel like they just ain't supposed to do nothing at all. I mean, that definitely ain't gonna go well with me. And I think sometimes, most of the time, we have some lazy promoters who really feel like
It's the DJ job.
DJ's gonna come and actually sell their party. Now that a DJ, you build up, you work and build a brand, and once you build a brand, it's gonna sell. But the DJ still should show some kind of interest in actually sharing the flyer. You understand? So I think, yeah. So both of them are correct in that instance.
Well, let me go to my DJs. DJs in the building.
I'll say this. Depending on how much engagement you want from me will result in how much of a promotion I'm. Posting a flyer, I feel is a bare minimum, right? Whether it be to your stories, because sometimes I get more interaction in my stories than I do on my front page. Speaking about Instagram primarily, that's a given. Now, if you want me to start doing video promo and recording the video, telling people to come out, then that's a different level of involvement to me. But posting a flyer in some form or fashion we have to do that. That's the bottom floor. Every DJ should do that. I don't care if you have 4 events in one day, like all the different carnival events that happen. You need to post all of those flyers at least one time in one place or another.
Cosmo, is on you.
No, I agree. You should be posting the flyers, whether it be on Instagram and or your WhatsApp, Facebook. You should be posting on your socials and actually blasting it through. You should be sending broadcast messages. So I agree with that.
Okay. Trill, what about you? Is it different in the 305?
Yeah, it is.
All right, so tell us a little bit about, the Miami mindset.
Down here, posting a flyer is really not gonna get nobody out. Down here is mostly word of mouth or a last minute thing to do. Everybody's either going to the beach or looking to do something. So posting it on social, that's a whole totally different animal down here.
Now, there's another thing that I want to talk about. The whole thing is that we talk about posting the flyer and the bare minimum and blah, 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 right? But if you are a DJ, posting flyers are part of your brand identity. It helps increase your visibility, one. It also increases your credibility as a DJ because it shows that you're constantly working. How often, as a DJ, should you be posting flyers? And promoters, how often do you want to see DJs posting your content?
I wake up every day and I post every day. I don't care how far the event is. If I on the event, I posting it. Like, I feel like DJs. I feel like, and I don't wanna say this and anyone take this off because I'm a DJ. Don't get me wrong, but like, I feel like sometimes like we get this. I'd like to say I'll call it like cocky. I'd say we get so cocky where we feel like, yo, we ain't gotta do this. When I feel like some things ain't even as serious as simple as a video. Like, I don't have a problem doing a video. Like, if I'm a part of your brand, if you decide to hire me, because I go through this, like I have parties as well and I hire DJs as well, and when I don't get a video, I feel some type of way. I'm not gonna be down on your throat though. I'm not gonna be down on your throat and be like, yo, I need this video right away. I might ask you 1 or twice, hey, is it cool you send me a video just so I could post it as a promoter? I don't even need you to post it. I don't care if you post it because I'm gonna do my job as a promoter, but at the end of the day, the DJ helps with the selling of the event. So if I just get a video and I can post that and sponsor that on Instagram or sponsor that on Facebook, I don't need you anymore. But like the bare minimum, those stuff right there, like videos and posting flyers, they bare minimum stuff. Now, if it's like you say, if it's something that I'm a part of, as in I'm a DJ, but I'm invested in this party, I'm invested in this event, then I expect a little difference than just a video and just a flyer post. Because now you making money with me as a promoter. So you have some people like who do events with DJs, promoters that team up with DJs and do events. So you would see DJs going real harder for them. And that's basically because they get basically what they want then.
I agree. I mean, like I said, I'm majority DJ. I'd say 80-20, 80-20, 80% DJ, 20% promoter. So when I'm doing all of that, and it's different, 1K, like you were saying, if you ask them and it's negotiated ahead of time and they still don't do it, that's different. I wouldn't work with them in the future. But if y'all talked about it and say, yo, this is what we want, this is what I need from you, and they're treated like a partner. When I'm treated like a partner on an event, I treat it totally different whether you're just booking me for a party. Because like you said, now I'm invested, you're listening to my input. You know what I'm saying? I can see we're trying to build something with the brand because I do a lot of work with different brands. So it's not just going to be a one-off. So I'm not going to treat it like a one-off. But that goes into the negotiation, and I think a lot of people on both sides, there's a lot of assuming of what should the other person be doing, and I think that's where part of this confusion comes from.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with both of you. 1K and not. I mean, at the end of the day, what we expect out of a DJ that's contracted to play is different from someone who's vested and is a partner. We fully agree. I know with me up front, I let all persons involved know what's expected. And I'll be honest with you, I do feel some type of way if I can get you to post a flyer and give me a video. I mean, I don't think I should have to beg you to do it. I think it's a fair exchange. And if we can't get the bare minimum that we expect up front, then we don't need to work together because, again, at the end of the day, I mean, I wouldn't say we're equally invested to see the party as a success, but if the party don't do well, I mean, then we don't have an event. I mean, like I use example our New Year's event. We've been going 20 years straight, and we'll be stupid to think it's only because of us. But we feel the DJs bring a certain vibe, and again, that is why when we do, I normally form a schedule, say what time the DJ is coming on. So for us, presentation is key. And most times we put a lineup in terms of what we expect them to play. So everybody don't come in and play the same genre or play the same songs because we want to keep a vibe that goes straight through. So definitely what we expect from a DJ that's just hired as opposed to a partner, someone that's invested, is totally different. But as a promoter, I'm going to do my damn job to make sure the party sell off. Because at the end of the day, we sell an experience. We want people to go away and say, hey, we can't wait for the next one.
Now, gentlemen, you brought up something that was interesting. You said contracted beforehand, right? Contracted beforehand, meaning that it's either in the DJ contract or it's in the promoter's contract. For the most part, over the course of the last decade, it's very rare that I have DJs that present my clients with their writer outside of the international acts that are brought on, right? For the most part. So in your contract, it should state exactly what you want because after the money is exchanged, it's harder for you to get somebody to do something that you want them to do. So we shouldn't be building our products. This is both sides on expectations. We should clearly identify what it is that we need in this particular promotion and how that is going to be executed along with timelines. Now, the timelines don't have to be strict, but there has to be some type of timeline so that you can identify expectations. How do you guys go about making sure that you meet the expectations of both the promoters and the DJs?
I think a fair comparison is because as DJs, we are very specific about the type of equipment we need, what it needs to look like, what kind of condition it needs to be in, right? I think that's a fair comparison to what the promoters are saying. They want a flyer, excuse me, a flyer and a video. I never looked at it like that. So hearing y'all say that's kind of eye-opening for me. I always sort of looked at it getting a video from someone had to be pre-negotiated or something extra. Like me posting a flyer, like I said, that's easy or should be easy. But the video part is something that needs to be contractually there, as well as the writer portion as well. Because I've been to gigs, showing up from out of town, and what I asked for is not there. And sometimes a promotion team will be like, well, this is what we got, and now my name isn't involved in it. And I'll be out here looking crazy if I don't perform how I'm supposed to perform.
Yeah, and that's a valid point. I mean, and every market is different, not. I mean, for me, I it varies, and we don't have we don't. I can't tell you the last time I got a contract or a rider from a local DJ here. So I don't. For me, and a lot of times I go based on relationships. So it's just a matter of a phone call or WhatsApp. But I still communicate up front what it is that we look for. And not all the time we look for videos. I'll be honest, Africa, correct me. The past couple of years, we didn't get videos from everybody, but it's not mandatory every time. I'll basically negotiate that up front, negotiate a price and say what's needed up front. You worked with us before. I think it was last year, year before. We got a rider from you, indicated what was needed, and I think everything was clearly articulated up front in your ride and your contract, and we done our best as a promoter to provide everything that was in your contract. And that's something that we try to do. We communicate up front with persons in terms of pricing and what we expect for in return, being the DJ and what's expected from us as a promoter.
Oh, without a doubt. Yeah, I just want to say, yeah, I wasn't, I was talking more in regards to domestic travel. My international ones have been great. You guys, top 5% experience. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's a little bit different when you deal with certain people, like you said, have certain relationships. But yeah, that experience was easily one of the top ones I've ever had in my career.
Yeah, and same way, I mean, the way we look at it, I mean to take over the show Africa, but I mean the same we sell an experience for our clients. We want to make sure the persons that are playing for us or we're working with have a wonderful experience. Because when we want to have on another event, whether it be another New Year's or whether it be a carnival or just a regular party, when we pick up the phone or call us and what's up, the response is, yeah, man, no problem, Campy. I mean, CEO, we normally work with you and stuff. Cosmo, we work with you. So again, we want the experience to be no problem. And when we pick up the phone and call 1K Gaza, we ain't want them to say, but can't be where your name on the street ain't no good. So I can't work with you. I want the response to be, but can't be as waiting on this call. What took you so long? And that's what we aim for as a promoter.
Yeah, so yeah, like can't be say basically, and like not to say, as a lot of it based on a lot of it is based on relationship. Whether we can't go around it. You know, all of us in this business and locally or internationally, we work with people and you build relationships. So eventually, eventually, a lot of that stuff will go out the window because you don't work with them. You build a relationship. You already know what they need, and they know the expectation of you and what you normally deliver. So the ride and all that stuff eventually, like when you first hire international person or DJ, you know, they probably saying, hey, I need this and need that. But after a while, you know, it ain't gonna be that. And then a lot of us work with people we already work with before, to be honest. We ain't just every time you do a function, you be having a bunch of new people. You know, because each promoter have a different style of event, and we have certain artists that we classify to be inside the specific realm to basically pull off that event. So everybody's basically familiar after a while being in promotion business for like about 10 years now. You're gonna basically use a lot of the same people. So you know, it's all that stuff it don't be necessary all the time.
True. That's true.
Right. And about the invisible cost of a production because people see the glitz and the glamour, and I think 1K and I spoke about this off air. You know, people see the glitz and the glamour, they see the end product, but they don't understand all of the things that go into it, like the licenses, the performing rights agreements. Um, like you said, CEO, you take all the risks, and regardless of if you in the red or in the black, the DJ still walks away with a paycheck. Tell us about some of the invisible costs that people don't think about when they're doing things. Because one of the things that I had to explain to a client that was purchasing a costume for Carnival was that the Carnival costume also includes the drinks on the road all day. If you want to drink bottoms, if you want to drink Aristocrat versus drinking Hennessy, that's the difference in your that's the difference in your costume price. If you want to have top flight security or you want to have Royal Bahamas Police Force, that's the difference in your price. Do you want to pee in the bush or do you want to pee in a porta potty? That's the difference. No, reality. Like you have to break it down in real life, like so people understand it. Because they're like, oh, $700, that's expensive. No, because the cost of food, you gotta eat. You on the road all day. You have to eat breakfast, you have to have snacks, and you have to have water, you have to have lunch. All of that is a
Yeah,
cost. And with inflation, everything is going up. So tell us about, the hurdles that you have to cross when it comes to those invisible prices and how you have to integrate those into your pricing.
yeah. Well, Africa, to be honest. you know, there's a lot of things that some DJs, no, majority of DJs don't see that needs to be paid for, especially clients who come to events. Like you say, I mean, a lot of those miscellaneous funds, those things climb so fast during trying to put on a function, and like people just basically think they only be paying for entrance and they only paying to listen to music. They don't see all the stuff that you have to put in before that. Like you say, security, making sure they have enough bathrooms, making sure now I mean they doing it in the US now where they I mean you talked about yesterday where when you play people music now you got to go and pay a certain insurance or something like that. They getting ready to introduce that here soon. So there's a whole lot of stuff that DJs and some clients don't really see. um I love when a DJ finally jump into promoting and then they come and be like, oh, CO, wait, this so expensive. And I be like, yeah, this all you do is bring a laptop, you play, whether I win or lose, you carry your money home. So I love when I have some DJ friends who jump into it. I don't put Cosmo there like that. Cosmo just got involved in something. But what was what in February, Cosmo.
Yeah, yeah,
I was
that was
that was in
all white body.
Yeah, and then also when you did the stuff, when you was a part of the stuff, the Super Bowl thing,
The Super
behind
Bowl
what
was in
he did.
February. Yeah.
Yeah, February. So he got involved in some stuff, and I was just telling him. I gave him a couple of tips. I was like, hey, this was gonna happen. This is exactly what I told him happened, and I was actually out there battling with him like it was my function. But he's a good friend of mine. But I like when people step away from what they normally do and see what we really go through as promoters.
Right.
I want to take it from a slightly different angle, right? Because our events, we do mostly inclusive events, right? And as a promoter, it's hard to plan for a crowd when you're selling 80% of your tickets on the day of the event or 2 days before the event.
Yep.
I want to see us get to a point where persons are buying the tickets and as a promoter. And for me, my ultimate is to do all inclusive parties where you pay one price, you get all the drinks free. Currently, we do all inclusive now with the drinks, but we want to incorporate the food. But it's difficult for me to incorporate food when 20% of your tickets are sold 2 days before your event and you get a big rush of tickets the day of, the night of, at the gate. So, and then you want to be upset when you walk in and we don't have sufficient for you. So imagine me as a party promoter trying to plan and estimate how much people are coming to the party. I want to get to the point where we know, hey, we're expecting 200 people, or we're expecting 1,000 people, or we're expecting 2,000 people, and I could properly plan and organize around it. And don't sell no tickets at the gate. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. That's my North Star. We're not going to sell tickets at the gate. Buy the tickets. We're going to cut off tickets a week before the event or 1,000 people in the event. I want to get away from night of sales or walking up to the gate and paying for tickets because then it helps the promoter better plan. I can tell you, and then traveling, I had the opportunity to go to Trinidad Carnival this year, and not one, we went about 7 fets. Not one of those events you could walk up and buy tickets. Not one.
Mm.
Right? And as a party promoter, and I talk about we walk in these events of 3,000-4,000 people in there and smooth flowing, sufficient drinks, sufficient staffing, sufficient food. And I want to see us get to that level here, especially in the Bahamas. I'm only speaking for my level. So that's the North Star for me. Eventually getting to a point where a person's prepaid for tickets at least a week in advance. I know how much people coming and I can properly plan my bar, properly plan my food. I mean, currently we do all inclusive drinks, we don't run out. But that's because we've been doing this for such a long time, we know what to expect.
Hey, Campy,
Yeah, bro. Yeah,
can
cool.
I just chip in right quick? Listen,
Yeah, man. Let's go.
I can say this to you. I'm telling you right now, bro. In our culture, I see that they come until Christ come back. Might as well tell you. Listen, listen,
But see,
listen. No,
I
you
beg to
can.
differ. I think you just got to program the people accordingly.
Mm.
Um,
See what happens is though, every you will have every promoter or most every promoter will have to move that way to force them. If me, you, 1K do it, and then you get another 25 dudes who they ain't doing it, it gonna stay the same. That's just the way it's gonna be. And for some strange reason, I don't care. You could have a ticket for $30 and you tell a Bahamian, hey, I will sell you the ticket $10 if you buy it in advance. Trust me, they still gonna come there and ball and come there and pay the $30 at the gate the day of. I just don't get that. Just our
You,
culture, bro.
you know how I
I,
feel. You know how I feel on it. Let me just butt in for a quick sec. It just depends on what you selling to the people, yo. Like that's how I
Hmm.
feel. Like it just depends on what people interested in because you got some promoters who could drop a flyer today, and if people see certain artists, just give you an example. If people see certain artists, once they see the artist coming for real and they see the video drop and they feel like that no scam, they're gonna buy the tickets.
Yeah,
I done played the events, and watch other promoters do all inclusive events. And I can give you all an example. Hyde is the event where everybody going online one shot once they drop the sign
that's
up
right.
because it just depends on what you sell to the people, what the
Hmm.
people really interested in. Now, if you're doing some mediocre event and they could look at the flyer and be like, man, we could always go and catch this somewhere, or we could always see this. This ain't something out of the ordinary that has happened. Then them ticket sales ain't moving. They might move on the day of. But
That's right.
you do have some quality events that could say, hey, if you don't have your tickets, you can't come. And trust me, those tickets gone. It's just what you promoting and who you trying to attract.
Yeah, I agree with that one, K. And I mean, when you look at it, I'm going to say I'm biased and use my event. I mean, you coming to my event New Year's. So at the end of the day, you know what you're going to get, you know what to expect. And when I look at promoters, when certain promoters do a concert, you know that artist coming on stage on time. When you look at other promoters, you know this playing coming on stage till 2 o'clock. So person's coming out late. So it all goes back to the promoter, the type of event you push, and just keep moving it from there. Set that expectation. I think we can get there holistically, and I think that's the way I'm going to start pushing on my events because eventually I want to get into the all inclusive. You pay one price, everything is covered.
All right, let me jump in after you, Kempy, on that
Go
particular
ahead, buddy.
night when the artists come on late. 3/4 of the time is the promoter's fault. I'm not gonna lie. I'm coming from production DJ San. When you're on stage and you got to do that sound check early, and the artists don't get there on time to do the sound check, that push the stage show back half hour to 2 hours. People don't realize and pay attention to that.
Yeah.
That artist, like say, is the artist sound check is at 2:30. We need the artist there at 2 o'clock, not 3 o'clock, not 3:30.
And that's why I say it goes right back to the promoters. I mean, I don't want to call nobody name, but there's certain promoters in the Bahamas, once they drop that flyer, that artist coming on stage on time when they say he's coming. Certain promoters, they're not coming on till late. Now, maybe that's their style. Maybe they be running it to let the bar get some extra money. I don't know. But depending on, going back to 1K guys, I'm saying depending on who the promoter is, you know what they expect as an audience.
well, Campy and to 1K Gaza. 1K, you have to remember too. What High did remember, High that is what they started with actually. Hey, you have to come and we inviting or we accepting who we want to invite. So they sold that really good for that to happen. To be honest with you, that is one of the events that you will see where people actually go online and actually book. So you are correct. Is what you sell. Now you go to other functions where you normally have other functions. Most of the times where I've been when I travel, people you have other cultures, they just already accustomed to it because that's what majority of the culture does. They go and buy advance ticket. We just ain't that culture because remember now we basically trying to break our people into that, man. It could take a while. It could take a while. It ain't gonna happen overnight. Now, I can't be like you say. I believe it could be done, but it have to be with everybody as a collective. And boy, we have some people here who's just they used to doing things the way they used to doing it. So we have some work to do.
I I
That's
Let,
fa- that's
beg to
fact. I agree.
differ. I beg to differ because I've been working in the Bahamas since the 1990s, late 1990s. um, in promotions and as an artist, as a producer, and as a personality. And it's all about conditioning people. So you condition people a few different ways, right? You condition them audibly, visually, and by creating the demand. And when I say by creating demand, you show proof of concept. There there's a company that I work with. They initially started their entire production with selling tickets online. Now that's a normal thing in the Bahamas. But it was a part of socially conditioning people to come online and get their tickets. When you have online sales, it makes it easier, like Campy said, it makes it easier for the promoter to gauge how to move for the event. If I've only sold 100 tickets and I need 300 tickets sold, I'm only going to make provisions for 150, right? Because I'm assuming that my walk up sales. I'm not assuming I'm not assuming that 400 people are going to walk up at the end of the night. So you have to condition people. Now, I want to talk to you guys about your products and marketing. How to
Wait. Hold on. Let me jump in real quick. I just wanted to give an Atlanta example of everything you guys we've been talking about for the last 5 minutes.
Okay, go ahead.
I've been in Atlanta since 1996, right? Been a part of promotion and all of that, right? I remember a clear shift from people just walking up the day of to people started buying advanced tickets and people only doing VIP experiences. It was about 2013, 2014 when it started. And it took about, I would say, 5 years for the rest of the landscape to catch up. It started with one or two promoters who separated the kind of work they were doing and the kind of parties they were throwing, and then the other ones saw it working. So it doesn't take everybody, like somebody was mentioning earlier. All it takes, my favorite number, 80-20, it takes 20% to separate themselves and provide that experience and say, this is the standard going forward. And then the latecomers will be the latecomers, and it'll be more accepted. So I just wanted to say that.
I feel. Could I say this right quick? Cause I gotta leave. I gotta leave in a few. But see, in the Bahamas and everywhere is basically different. Everywhere you go is different. You know what I mean? The Miami is different. Atlanta different from the Bahamas when it comes to the promotion world, the DJ world, and all that stuff. Because really and truly, like, even if you get people to do those kind of events, these kind of events need to be some type of quality events for people to even want to purchase tickets online and all that stuff. You have in the Bahamas where there's 1,000,001 people that think they are promoters and they just putting events together because it's accessible for anybody to do. No one can stop it. But the quality of the event is what really separates promoters from each other, from one another. So once you know what you attracting, once you know what you're doing, like, I feel like you could come up with any concept and get people to basically agree to want to come to these events and stuff. Simple as brunches. We have a lot of brunches in the Bahamas. And what time does brunch start? What time does brunch supposed to start?
12.
But 11.
People be
11, 12.
coming to brunch parties in the Bahamas like after 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock.
In the night?
In the night, bro.
Yeah, because they mean so like they come out when the sun up. That's why.
In the night, bro.
Culture.
Brunch
It's a
party.
culture thing, man. It's a culture.
Culture.
That's all it is, the culture. So everywhere is different.
True.
Yeah, but I think again, it's the promoter that has to set the brand. You brought up Hyde. Hyde is a perfect example of someone who know their brand, know what they're promoting, and pushing it out there. But I believe in being a part of 80-20 and being ahead of the market. When we first launched all inclusive drinks, person saw we were stupid, right? People were like, how you could do it? we've been doing it now for almost 20 years, and now we see persons are finally catching on to it. So we're going to be the ones that will now move, and I don't want to preempt it, but this is where I see us going. We're going to be the ones where we're going to sell those tickets in advance and cut them off in advance because we want to now include food in our tickets. So it'll be a fully all-inclusive event. And I think we provide a brand, we provide a product that demands that. And that's something that we're going to lead the market with, just like we were the first to bring the all-inclusive drink experience. We're going to bring the all-inclusive drink and food experience.
All right, well, 1K, I know you got to get out of here. I just want you to leave your final words with us and let us know, what you're doing and how we can get with you.
So right now I got the Love and Harmony cruise coming up next week. I think that's this week or next week. I think Friday we leave. Friday we leave. I'm gonna be on that. You know what I mean? Just trying to really do some different events, be a part of some different stuff instead of just normal stuff. Like I just been really sitting back and realizing like what's important from what's not important. So I'm not trying to really be attached to too much things as I used to be. You know what I mean? Just really sitting back and seeing what's right for me. So other than that, you can find me on Instagram, 1K, the voice of the Bahamas. It's not Gaza no more because, I had to do deliberate rebranding after I had some conversations with some important people to me. And I felt like it was a great decision to make. But, I could get into all that, explaining where the Gaza come from, but we ain't got time for that right now. I got to get to some business. But I appreciate you, Africa, for letting me be a part of this. And everyone on this call, I appreciate you guys.
Hey, 1K, before you go, though, I want to give you props for the rebranding. That's something that African, I don't know if she ever told you, that's something African I always talked about. So I give you props for the rebranding, eh?
I appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. She did have that conversation with me.
Yeah, and I ain't say it's because of me, right? But I
Yeah.
always give her my opinion on it. But, so I give you props for it, bro, and good luck.
Thank
Champion.
you.
1K,
Hey,
congratulations on the radio too. I think the radio is a good look for you too. So you had to do some rebranding, bro. So keep it up.
Fox.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fox.
good
Fox.
luck, bro.
Fox.
Now, with that being said, I want you guys to think about the branding of your products and how you're portraying yourself to the general population, especially as DJs. What are some of the things? And Campy, we had this conversation earlier. We had this conversation last year. One of
Yeah,
the biggest.
as you started, I was laughing to myself.
So, as I said before, not only do I work behind the scenes, but I also DJ and I also assist with brand development and visual communication, right? So one of the things with my clients, I make sure that the images that are used reflect the type of product that we want to sell and the audience that we want to attract. As a DJ, how are you representing yourself to the general public so that you can attract the type of gigs that will align with your brand? And Cosmo, I want you to start off because we had this conversation probably about 8 years ago.
For me, what I've started to do is, well, I'm starting to be a lot more vocal in certain areas and arenas. Like, I recently started, well, not recently, but earlier this year and late last year, I recently started to DJ at Oro. And it's not a requirement in there to use the mic, but I'm becoming a lot more comfortable with it. Um, physically, or physical appearance wise, I started to shift the way that I dress when I'm going to certain events. Um, it's just a lot of changes.
Now, Campy, we talked
Yep.
about it. I'm gonna get to you because I want you to talk about your experience with receiving images for your products as well as UCO. I want you to talk to me about what you expect from your DJs because I noticed you don't put DJ images on the flyers; you put their logos. Knots.
Yeah.
What about you? How are you?
Um,
How have you kind of redefined or defined your brand identity?
If I had to put it in a word, it's exclusivity at this point. Exclusivity, if you want to reach me, it better be for the right thing. Otherwise, I'm going to just give you somebody else a call. But with that, me saying that, I'm providing an individual experience you're not going to get from anybody else. So Cosmo, and Cosmo, we could talk about this offline too, but our personalities on a microphone separate us from everyone else. And I could go further into detail on a side note, but as far as the branding part, exclusivity, because of what the type of events that I've done and how I truly am being authentic and how I DJ and how I connect with people and the brands I work with, I have a clear, I want to say, market advantage over a lot of DJs. DJs who've done more than me, DJs who are just getting started, and I'm able to communicate that to potential clients and past clients. Because like I said, you've told me before, other people told me, they'll call me randomly, like, yo, I saw you separated yourself from this entity, and they're like, yo, I'm glad you did that. And I was like, damn, this will be somebody in New York watching me here in Atlanta, and I didn't even know they were paying attention. So yeah, very much exclusivity and really niching down to what I want, the type of events I want to do.
Now, Campy, we had an experience this past year or 2023 as we were getting ready for your annual event. And one of the things, I'm not a fan of putting DJ images on flyers. That's just me. I'm not a fan of putting DJ images on flyers because I feel like it should be about the experience and not the product. The other part is DJs also feel like they make the show, and that's not true. You know, it's one thing to deliver an experience, but it's another thing to bet your entire event on one or on a group of individuals. So when we were looking for images, go ahead and tell them the story.
But I mean, Africa was like you say, we sell a brand, and that's why I was kind of, I saw some persons rebranding, but we one of the reasons we were quite astonished to see. I'm just trying to find the right way to say it. To see the amount of DJs that do not reinvest in their product, to a point where we're trying to sell a New Year's event, and the quality of the pictures person sending are selfies in the T-shirt, and I'm like, well, how am I supposed to put you on a $150 event in a T-shirt, which you took with just your selfie? To a point where almost half of my DJs, I had to arrange a photo shoot and pay for the photos for their own branding. I mean, so for me, not knocking or dissing, it was just astonishing the fact that some DJs don't really invest in their own brand, and as a promoter, it's kind of refreshing, and it adds another layer of stress when I gotta now freaking find a photographer and arrange photo shoot for you to go and take photos that you're now going to use to promote other events. So I think, and that's kind of why we've moved away from photos and using the logos, because again, at the end of the day, I feel a DJ should really invest in his brand. The same way I invest in my product is the way you invest in your brand. And again, I mean, your brand is everything. And we all know when certain promoters drop a flyer or an event, either we going or not. I use CO, for instance. He's on the call. If CO drops a flyer, damn well I'm going to go to the event. And I could say vice versa. If he's not working, he's interested in coming to the event. So there's certain persons, depending on the brand, you're going to go and attend the event. So for me, branding is very important. But again, I would encourage DJs, and Cosmo, I would say you weren't one of those DJs we had to arrange a photo shoot for. So you have your branding impact, and I mean, Africa's done a good job educating us around it, because we've always had, every year there's a conversation that Africa and I have, and even down to what are they attire when they come to the event. You can't come to a $150 New Year's event dressed in jeans and t-shirt and tennis. Dress the part. And let's make sure everybody's well represented all around, because again, we're selling an experience.
CO, now you had your white party recently, right? And everybody that came to the event, the DJs and everybody, they had on white. I also noticed that in your branding and delivery of that product, you opted out of having DJ images on your flyer. Tell me the reasoning behind that.
So I so glad you bring this up. I just was the I so actually I started a few years back, like and I had a few DJs who actually didn't even have a logo. So I didn't let them perform at the event. But this is such a timely discussion because actually I was on the phone this morning with my graphic artist about 1:30 arguing about this same thing. So what basically happened is Hello Moving Cooler is coming. Is that's May 7th, and I actually told him that I want to put the DJ pictures.
17th.
Pardon me?
May 17th.
Yeah, May 17th. So I told him for this event I want to go back and put the DJ images on the event flyer for this event. And man, we was back and forth. He was arguing, why you doing this now? You ain't do this in years. So I was just explaining that, hey, listen, Hello Moving Cooler, it hasn't happened since 2019, right? Last year we run into weather issues where we couldn't go on the boat. So I said, listen, for me, that's how I feel. It just wake up my spirit that I need to just go back to just for this particular, just this event, put it on so people could see, just so I could give them everything that they need to see. Hey, this who's who, this who's gonna be there. Because it's basically that's like starting over with the function. But I was explaining to him, this is the only flyer I'll go back to do this for right now. This is only for now. And he wasn't having it. He robbed me. He said, you ready to have a brand? People still can come. They already know. I said, man, it's just in my spirit what I feel. So I think this is a timely discussion that you have. For me, I don't do it because I feel like once you build a brand, the same thing goes for the DJ. If you build a brand and you have a logo, once the logo on the flyer, they know you there. Your picture shouldn't have to be there on the flyer. You know what I'm saying? So it's just something I didn't do in years. And for me, I just think it makes your flyer look way more classy to all a bunch of photos and stuff on it like that, man. I don't like that.
Especially if the photos are not good quality.
Quality, yes, exactly.
I'm laughing at that. Part of that argument there. So I'm laughing at that, but for me, I'm still learning through talking to Africa, talking to y'all, and listening to y'all. I'm still learning how to brand. So for me, I'd never branded. Mine's was just word of mouth.
And you come from a market where, like recently, I think one Sunday evening, the DJs in South Florida go out and they put up their speakers. It's like a old school sound clash, right? Everybody bring out their speakers, they bring out their turntables, and they're playing. The crazy thing is that people just pull up and just party. They bring their coolers, they pull up in the parking lot and they party. A lot of the times, that's where these DJs in this market get their bookings, because they're seeing them out in the street and they hear them and they're like, oh, I like you, I'm going to book you. Now we're in this digital era where you have to constantly be making mixes or putting out content so that your name can be found in search. The other thing is, you don't have a website. If I'm booking you, if Dwayne or CO is booking you from the Bahamas and they're like, oh, I heard about this person, the first thing they're gonna do is Google you. They're not gonna take my advice. They're gonna Google you. And if nothing pops up, they're gonna be like, nah, I'm not paying XYZ amount of money to fly this person over here. You know what I mean? So you have to do the work. You have to put in the work. You have to make sure that you have that. The other part is promoters, the same thing. DJs and attendees. If they see a flyer online for an event and they're like, oh, I'm going to be in the Bahamas, do you know what the first thing they do? They Google you. And if nothing pops up, they are a little leery about spending that initial $80, $20, $30, whatever it is for that advanced ticket because there's no way to validate your credibility. So, how are you guys moving in the digital space so that you can, one, be found in search, and two, validate your credibility when it comes to your product delivery? Because all of you have been doing this for a little over a decade.
So yeah, so basically, Africa, you have a whole lot of ish going on, man. You got it's just when I follow you, I see some of the stuff you do. I could be honest, I ain't even ever gonna come close to what you do. I'm I stick to I'll stick to basic like the social media stuff, probably some of the website stuff, and I think that's the first thing people do. I don't know. I think they were showing the research. The minute that your name pops up, the first two things they're gonna look for, they're gonna go on Instagram, they're gonna go probably on TikTok, like stuff like that. They're gonna look. So with those stuff, I try to keep up with those, and also like to have a trend of. For me, I basically have 4 signature events I do every year, so I try to like update it in sequence of the times of those events. So whenever a flyer drop for those events, people could go back and look at it. I keep up with that. Um, it also could get kind of it gets kind of tiring too sometimes, but you have to push through because people be like, oh, well, just hire somebody to do it, and you know how it is. Some things you just want it to be done the way you need it to be done, and not just somebody just putting things out there without no kind of no purpose and no good content. So I stick hard with the Instagram, the Facebook, and the TikTok stuff like that, just to keep it because that's the first quick click that people basically go to when they look in or they see a name.
Yeah, I agree with you, CEO. I mean, it doesn't matter how you build your brand on social, and what you put out there. You have to be real. You pay real attention to what you put out there because it has a tie to your brand. Has a tie to what you're pushing. Because you put the wrong content out there and it sends the wrong message. So definitely everything there has to be something called quality control. Um, who oversees it? Unfortunately, Africa does a lot of my quality control, so I'm good. And so it's just a matter now making sure the brand is protected at all costs. Make sure the event is legitimized, and you keep pushing. That's very important for us, and also continuing the name be fresh. You have 4 events. Yeah, we normally have one signature event. Now we're branching off into quite a few other events. So we don't have to keep retooling over and over again. So again, it's just a matter of being fresh and continuing to be face and reminding persons where you are.
I see you lighting up. You want to chime in on this branding because you and I have this conversation like almost every other week.
Wait, you said me or you said somebody
Not
else?
yes, not because recently you came to me about pushing ads, and
Yeah.
we didn't get into the validity of that, but I want you to talk about that because a lot of people feel like as a DJ it's just a matter of putting stuff out, but they don't spend the ad dollars to make sure people are constantly seeing them. So what was your
That's
train of
yeah.
thought behind that?
I was really trying something I hadn't done in a while. Like I've spent, put complete Facebook ad programs together for events, but as far as just me and my brand and trying to grow and get some new connections that way, I haven't done that in a long time. So I started doing my weekly event flyers again. I had stopped that for a while because once I see everybody else doing it, I don't want to do it no more. And that may be me and my ego getting in the way of it, but I didn't want to do that. So I stopped it for a long time. So recently I started bringing it back, but I tried the ad boost just to kind of feel it out. You know what I mean? Because I think I spent, $60 just to see the kind of response I would get and what kind of reach, especially with the changing algorithms. And I don't want to nerd this whole call out, but with the changing algorithms, I wanted to see where it was currently at, and what I can grow and really try and create for new opportunities. So I ran that one recent ad. It ran for 4 days, and I paused it a couple times just to do some more testing. And ended up getting 2 bookings from it. One was from somebody that I already knew, and we hadn't done any events in a while. And then the second one was somebody who saw the ad and reached out, and we connected from there. So those two gigs, actually, one gig alone covered the cost of the ad, but the second one was even more profit. So I'm gonna look into doing it even more, and like I was telling you, get it even more creative, because I really just took a post. I like how it was responding. I said, let me see what this does, and that's really what it came from. But it's definitely a part of it moving forward for me.
Right. Now, Cosmo, listen, we have this conversation about branding almost, I mean, every time I have a conversation, because I want to embed in Bahamian talent the importance of just showing up. You know what I mean? And when I say showing up, I don't mean just showing up to the event. I mean showing up everywhere so people can see you, because there's no way that you're going to be an international product and you're not showing up on the digital spectrum. So tell us a little bit about, because you have the website, you're on radio, so you have a foot up on a lot of people in your market. Tell us about just getting into that digital space and, being consistent with that stuff.
Well, I have started to.
Cosmo, Cosmo,
You looking at me?
that noise
Hey,
in the back not work, bro.
okay.
You gotta go. You gotta turn down your
Hold on one second. Give me 1 second.
please.
So while he goes to where he's going to get some quiet, I want to talk about some of the things that I do as a personality, because I've been doing radio since I was 16. And I've always found different ways for me to still be involved in radio, hence the podcast. Um, by accident, I ended up DJing because somebody went to the bathroom or a DJ didn't want to play in a certain slot at an event. And I was like, okay, then bye. And I played, and they thought they were going to come back and play. And I was like, oh, your slot has already been taken. And as a result of that, I just kept playing. And in order to get the bookings, I started doing a lot of online mixes. The online mixes then became online mix shows that people looked forward to every week. And now, here we are 20 years later and I'm still doing it. You know what I mean? But if you Google Mixtures Africa, pages and pages of stuff comes up. Also, I play Bahamian music. Even in America, I play Bahamian music. Nobody else is playing Bahamian music. And I'm playing new music. So people hire me because they want that experience. They want an authentic Bahamian experience in an American country. So I have the best of both worlds.
That's interesting.
Okay, so what I've started doing in Africa, yes, I did take your advice in many cases. I'm one who never went to a lot of events. Um, I had this thing where if you wasn't supporting me, I don't really support you. But I had started to go to just every event, and just through doing that, it paid off. It paid off, and it was beneficial because I started to get more bookings because people started to recognize me from radio. People started to recognize me from just playing on this event or that event, and we now had a conversation, and we started talking about events and stuff that's coming up, and they think that I would be perfect for. With the online branding and my online presence, I have started to put out mixes and even post on Instagram more often, and just generally benefit. It has been paying off because I have had people just simply as walking down the street, coming up, having conversations about events coming up, calls coming in every other day, and even the event that just happened, the SoCo event that just happened like before last, the Hennessy event. I had 3 bookings from that. So I do agree. In Africa, it was great advice, and I had to do some rebranding and a lot of changes when it comes to me being out there as a personality. Because of my personality, it was a bit difficult, but I'm starting to get used to it now.
Piggyback on that, I'm starting to do a little bit more mixes now. due to her forcing me to do it.
Join the club, bro.
Hey, it's coming along. I still need more work. I got to get back into it, but I'm starting to get back into it. But like 3/4 of the time, I was not doing that, and I was just sitting in at home thinking stuff. But whenever the group go out, I didn't even jump on the turntables when the group go out. Now she forced me to jump on the turntables. I'm like, not yet, not yet. But it's getting there. It's getting there.
So, let me clarify. So, DJ Trill is my husband, and I married him specifically for his sound. I tell him all the time, like, I love you for your speakers.
Why you gonna say that?
So,
Be over here
so,
blushing, man.
so that actually means now he can't even duck you because he got to sleep next to you every day. So he got to go on the turntables. He got
to.
Right.
You got to.
Damn.
She's even forced me to go on after this.
If you have XYZ thousands of dollars worth of sound equipment, and you work in sound, and you're constantly at these events, and you have the opportunity, because like he said, when you work in sound, most of the times you have to also be a DJ, because if somebody doesn't show up on time, the show has to keep running. So you have to spin until the lead person comes, right? And
Right.
that's usually the warm-up DJ.
Which is me.
Right. So if you're constantly doing these things, but you're doing it when nobody's there, you have to be able to build your brand so people can hire you outside of that, especially if you're working in niche areas, right? Like
Right.
you're working in Southern Soul, R&B, etc., and all of these old people events like the jazz festivals and stuff like that, right?
Right.
The mature people, let me say mature people events, right?
Yes.
Those
And
people, that's a demographic of people that
who's
are
willing to pay.
constantly they're willing to pay, and they're constantly looking for content that meets their needs. The problem is every DJ that puts out mixes or puts out promos or puts out videos, they're putting out videos of turn up stuff for ages
16 and younger.
16 and younger, 21 to 35, right?
When you say turn up, I'm thinking of 16.
Well, for the most part. But when you see the soca and stuff, all of that stuff is usually for a mature audience, but they're usually capped off at about 45. Now, when you start playing some Marvin Gaye, you start playing some some genuine from 1990s, and Dwayne, what kind of music you like? You fit in that demographic.
Can't be mighty quiet over there.
R&B 90s is what I like. You know that, Africa. You don't have to ask me. R&B 90s is my music. I can listen to that all day, every day.
Yes, and it's a limited amount of that online. So those are the things that if you know that that's your strong suit, you get into that. You put that content out. People will resonate with you. Look at Private Ryan. Private Ryan is not a great DJ, but his online catalog makes him somebody that people look for, because they look forward to the soca. I forgot the series that it is. What is it?
What was that? The Soca Oasis?
No.
Or whatever.
But whatever.
I don't know.
No, the Soca Brainwash.
Soca Brainwash. They look forward to those things. They look for the mixes online from him, and they base their season off of what he plays. And like I said, it's not
I forgot. I forgot not to cut you off, but he actually used social media the best to make him a real, like, he's not a great DJ at all,
right,
but he really became popular because of his mixes, like you say, man. That's crazy.
Right. So that is why I'm saying it's important for you to be able to brand your content, whether you are a promoter or a DJ. Brand your content so that you can attract the type of clientele that you want to have. If you are a dance hall DJ and that's all you play in the streets, right?
Right.
And you want to rebrand yourself and say you want to go into EDM or you want to get bookings in Las Vegas, you're not going to do it from the bookings that you're getting. You're going to get it from whatever you're depicting online and how people when they search you, how they find you. If your goal is to go cashless campy, then your campaign online is the only cashless experience in the Bahamas. You know what I mean?
Agreed, agreed. And it goes back to branding. I mean, what you put out there, you control what you put out there, and you determine what angle you want to shoot from, and you stick with it. I think important thing is knowing your identity and not straying from it and sticking to it. And that way, persons know what they expect when they come to. And that's why when we started this interview, I started off by saying we sell an experience. So when you buy one of our tickets, you know what it is that you're getting. You're not guessing it. You know what you're getting from start to finish. So it's all about branding and sticking to your brand.
All right. Well, branding and sticking to your brand. We are going to bring this session to a close. This has been the great debate here on Discover Music Channel by Playmaster Today. This is Africa Live. I would like everyone. I would like everyone to go ahead and close out. We're going to start from Kozmo, CO, Knots to Campy. All right, Kozmo, go ahead and close out. Let everybody know who you are, where they can find you, etc., 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 and your biggest events that you have coming up.
DJ Kozmo. You can find me on Instagram at DJ Kozmo242, I think it is. I'm on radio, 103 The Beat from 3 to 4. That's when my pickup mix starts. The biggest events I have coming up is I have Just a Lime. Then a few hours, this is for the carnival season specifically, Just a Lime. And then I have Hello Moving Pool Effect right after that, later on that evening. Also, I have the Road March. I'm playing with Masqueraders this year. What else? Waves, Old Cruise. This Friday, I have a Soca Me. Soca Me. It's at Flamingo, so if you are free, feel free to come through. I do apologize, Africa, not. And yeah, it's y'all too far to come to this one. But we can have a lot of fun. But that's me. That's me. I appreciate the call, and I learned a lot today.
All right. Yeah, I'd just like to say thanks, Africa, for actually inviting me to your beautiful platform. You know, me and you chat a lot here and there, just talking about different experience here and where you are in the U.S. For me, I really it feels good to have Campy on a call. You know, we just having some discussions on this one. This is what, Saturday night, Campy?
Yeah, on Saturday night.
Yeah, we just having some big discussions, and for me, for someone who actually started out from scratch with this whole entertainment stuff, I know what it is to actually start from the bottom and actually build a brand, and what it is to be different. Because what I did when I came in the industry is it always was just a lot of room brown parties for young people, and I my goal was actually to basically sift out the young professional and grown folks to have them party in one atmosphere. It took a while. It took about 3 to 4 years to actually gain the older folks' trust again, that they could actually come out, be safe, and they could hear the music that they want to hear. But I actually get it done. I got it done after a while. So, like I said before, CO Entertainment is actually the big people brand, the grown folks party. You know, this is the home where the grown folks come. And my function that is coming up is the Hello Moving Pool Effect, which is Carnival Friday. Hopefully, I'll get that back up and running properly after last year delay with weather. I couldn't get it. You know, we couldn't do it. So for me, you can find CO Entertainment on Instagram, C.O Entertainment, on Facebook, Instagram, and then CO Entertainment for 2015 on TikTok. And I really appreciate just dialoguing with you guys and just going through a lot of things that needs to be talked about in the industry. And hopefully we continue to have dialogues to basically inform people, teach the new people who's coming up in the business, and make the overall entertainment business good again so everybody could succeed.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all. Listen, I learned. I'm glad to hear some familiar voices I haven't talked to 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 a couple of you brothers in a minute, so it's good to hear y'all. But Africa, I appreciate you organizing this one big coaching class because I know what you were doing. I definitely benefited from it as well. But let me see. Yeah, Instagram at DJ Knots, at Hip Hop Gets Back. We're getting ready to relaunch the site on that. The podcast every Tuesday we go live on YouTube and Facebook. It's called Pause for Applause. We talk about everything underneath manhood and culture, what that falls underneath. Every Thursday night, I'm at Burn Lounge, Burn by Rocky Patel, the most upscale cigar lounge in the Southeast. We do a ladies' night there every Thursday. The next big event, we're bringing Jello and Chill back to Atlanta. I think we're looking at July 4th, the weekend. I got to confirm that, though, so that's more to come on that. But, yeah, I think that's everything that I can speak on consistently. Yeah, appreciate you.
Yep. It's all me, Africa. I mean, I've known you for a God. I've lost count. You become a household name in my house. I want to thank you for all the conversations, all the coaching, all the feedback. You've definitely helped to grow my corporation brand, and you're working with us on our new Carnival brand, Crew Carnival. So of course my New Year's event, we've been doing that for going on 20 years strong. You've been there for the majority of that 20 years. So you can find us on Instagram, Facebook, Corporation NYE. Person's been asking us to branch off, so we've branched off in the Carnival. So you can find us on Crew Carnival, Instagram, Facebook. And we've started Soca Sundays, which is a radio show on 100 Jams every Sunday from 2 to 6. And we're looking at starting an event on Sunday nights to complement the Soca Sundays right at the captain's deck, starting from 6 on with about 12. We're a grown folks group also, so we don't want to go too late. We got work on Monday. And then we're also looking at some on Friday nights also by captain's deck after you leave from the port. But I enjoy the relationships. For me, it's all about relationships. But join us on the road. We're building a brand similar to what we've offered for corporation. We want to offer that for Crew Carnival, a different level, different experience. We took part in the Hennessy reveal on Saturday night, which was pretty good. We launched our costumes. So go online, take a look at the costumes. If you're interested, be a part of us. Try something new. We definitely want to be one of those that helps set the pace, helps set the trend as we move forward in Carnival. So again, CO, I appreciate the relationship that we've always had over the years. And not just so you'll know, I sent Africa a picture of the Hip Hop Gives Back t-shirt I wore it the other day. So 2 years later, I'm still rocking the shirt, buddy.
Yeah. Appreciate that, King. Thank you.
Yeah, man. All right, so join us on the road. Join us for New Year's. Look out for us, Corporation NYE or Crew Carnival.
What's up, DJ Trill? I got the Bahamas Carnival, May 15th, right?
May 15th through the 20th.
May 15th through the 20th. Before that, I might have Plies concert to do. After the Bahamian Carnival, I got Columbia Carnival, North Carolina. So I'm trying to get there.
And June 16th, y'all, the two of y'all forgot. June 16th, Father's Day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, how we can forget that, Africa?
Father's Day, liquid brunch in Margate, Florida.
Hey, everybody, Africa trying to get me put on my house to come to Florida for my promotion and on Father's Day. Yeah, she trying to cost me get put
I
out.
forgot to give you something too. I forgot to give you something when you was here.
Yeah, I got to come for that then.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, so see you got to join me in Florida for our next promotion, eh?
No,
All right, we can make that up again.
with me down to the Bahamas.
All right, there you go. Each and everybody, make sure y'all stay tuned. Subscribe to the Vibe. This has been Being Africa Live right here on Discover Music Channel by Playmaster today. Like I said, pure pace. All right, let we go.
If you don't trust it there, it's that curtain there. Step up more time. 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 If you don't trust it there, it's that curtain there. We don't need your fancy stage, brother. Once a trinity reaching your vet is nice. Boy, hands in the sky, we bring the vibes. Once we reach in your vet is that trust in there? You see that curtain there? We don't need your fancy stage, brother. Once a trinity reaching your vet is niceness. Boy, and niceness. Boy, hands in the sky, we bring the vibes. Once we reach in your vet is niceness. Yeah, boy, they got the guy, we bring the vibes. And I don't mean to be bossy, niceness. You see that trust is there? You see that curtain there? We don't need your fancy stage, brother. Once a trinity reaching your vet is niceness.
Grown-ups, in between, churning babies. Right about now, it's your boy, you heard, back again. DJ Manny, fresh, yeah, fresh, 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 go DJ, that's my DJ, go DJ, that's my DJ, go DJ, that's my DJ, go DJ, yeah, Weezy Wee, step up to the mic, dude, do what you do.
Ladies and gentlemen, what you have here is brought to you courtesy of the young man, Young Carter, and the great man, Manny Fresh. So what I want y'all out there to do for me is say this, say go DJ, that's my DJ. Say go DJ, cause that's my DJ. Say go DJ, cause that's my DJ. So go DJ, cause that's my, cause heard the 101. The hottest organs under the sun. I come from under the Tommy, bustin' the Tommy. You come from under your
crazy, baby. You got to turn into another man. You know you drive me crazy, baby. You got to turn into another man. Called you on the phone, no one's home, no one's home, no one's home. Called you on the phone, no one's home. Last night a DJ saved my life. Yeah. And if it wasn't for the music, yeah, I don't know what I'd do. Yeah. You say you gotta get up, you gotta get off, you gotta get down, girl. Yeah.
It's not a problem that I can't fix, cause I can do it in the mix. And if your man gives you trouble, just to move out on a double, and you don't let it trouble your brain, cause away goes trouble down the drain. Said away goes trouble down the drain.
You know I hopped into my car, didn't get very far, no. I never want to stop it for a drive.
What we gonna do now is go back.
Everybody, move your body. Now do it. Here is something that's gonna make you move and groove. Hey DJ, keep playing that song all night, on and on and on, on and on. Everybody, move your body. Now do it. Here is something that's gonna make you move and groove. Hey DJ, keep playing that song all night, on and on and on, and on. It's Friday night and the weekend's here. I need to unwind. Where's the party, Mr. DJ? DJ, I am ready to call my friends so we can all get down. Where's the party? Hey, 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 Mr. DJ. Hey, Mr. DJ, can get this started. Everybody's ready to